No? What do you mean?
Any phone that we see, it can chat, it can speak, it can talk, it takes picture, it can record movies.
Oh, I see. I don't have one.
Yeah, it stores, and it also hides lot of information. That is the way our mind is.
Okay. All right.
That is the way our mind is.
Let's get rid of it.
So now, when you said that I broke down, that is your mind. That is what I remembered. So, what happens? It contains now these phones also contains hard drives. You see that I take the picture, and now that picture goes into the memory. Same way, the mind takes the picture and it goes into the memory. Mind takes the picture, and then it gets into the stress. Now the image of the stress is deposited, accumulated in the mind. Only one difference. What is that difference? That we control the camera in the phone and the mind controls us. That is why we have to meditate. My master, and there is another master, he used to tell a wonderful story. An African guy long back went to Britain, and the mirror in which we see our face was discovered in Britain, but it did not go to Africa. So that African guy liked the mirror. He bought one and he took it to his country. His wife started looking for his baggage and she found the mirror and she looked. And then she became sad. Now I understand why my husband went to Britain. He brought a beautiful girl picture. Now his wife went to his parents' house along with the mirror. It has been a week. His father got worried what happened, why she is not returning to her husband. So he also searched her room and found the mirror, and he saw the old guy image, and he was disturbed that his beautiful daughter is in love with the old guy because there was no mirror in Africa. And then his father's, means the daughter's mother, saw the picture. In the meantime, that guy who went to Africa came to see his wife. And they all started fighting. The African guy said, and then he narrated the story and he told. This is exactly the nature of our mind. In the morning, we say it is a bad morning. Who said this? The mind created an image. When I say good morning or bad morning, mind has created the image. Can you see any rule of the sun who makes the morning good or who makes the morning bad? There is no rule. So my mind creates an association. It links I broke down. How can you broke down? Break down. No breaking down. See that. Now, when we compare the mind with the mirror, check it again. When you see your image in the mirror, does the mirror carry your weight, your height, your color, your length? No, it doesn't carry anything. It doesn't carry any impression. That is the nature of the mind. We are a slave to the mind because we link, we give value, we are attached, and then the same mind takes the form of a stress, and the mind says you are in stress. Mind takes the form of a pleasure, and then it says you are happy. Mind takes the form of a goodness, then it is a good morning. Otherwise, it is a bad morning. Nothing happens to the mirror. It does not increase the weight. It does not increase the length. It does not increase the width, shape, and the size and the color of what I am. It remains as it is. Our master says, take the mind lightly. First thing, take the mind lightly. If we do not take the mind lightly, this mind becomes our master. Now see that. You just you took a sip of water. It is not the hands. It is the mind went into the hands. Mind was feeling, saying that I am thirsty. Mind took a sip of water. It is the mind. The mind goes through the eyes. Then it sees, mind comes through the ears, it hears, mind goes through the lips, it speaks, mind goes through the feet, it walks. But mind is our servant. We have made this mind our master. When we make our mind our master, then it makes us crazy, lazy, and stressed. Always remember this. Mind is like a mirror. Always remember the story of the African guy. Contemplate and reflect on it. Once you reflect, you will see this is the nature. This is the way the mind works. Mind works. Mind is just like a mirror. It takes anything inside, whatever comes in front of it, and the mirror, that image has no weight, no height, no sorrow, no happiness. It does not carry any burden. But because we associate ourselves, then it carries that burden. Then it carries that burden. And again, when you contemplate and reflect again and again, you will find out uh, that this mind is our servant, but we have made it our master. In that mind, if you see closely, everything exists for itself. The light, the wall exists for itself. Now the mind takes the shape of the wall, and then the mind says, I like this wall. Then I say, I'm happy. The mind says, looks at the wall. It says, this should be of different color, but it is of different color. Then it causes problem. Why? First rule, the world exists by itself. It is constantly changing. Nobody have ever stopped this world. Nobody can. The same water in an ocean is calm. We see how beautiful the beach is. The next day the storm comes. We say it has created a problem. The water is the same. So you see, this world is in flux. It is constantly changing. It will continue to do so. Since the advent of this earth, when the mind wants to hold on to it, I'm now 61 years old, and the mind says, now hold on this body so that it should look like 20 years old. So when I want to hold on through the mind by association, then I have to live in stress and anxiety and duality and conflict. First rule. Second rule is that mind should remain witness like a mirror, not to be attached to anything outside because everything is changing. Second principle. Third principle. The mind lives in different states because we are associated with these images that reflects in the mind. Mind becomes sad, mind becomes painful, mind shows us that now you are in sorrow, now you are in stress, now you are in suffering, now you are playing, now you are happy. Why not this mind goes in search for my true nature, so that the mind continues to reflect the true nature, and that true nature is full of peace, happiness, love, wisdom. So, where lies the problem of a mirror? Mirror has no problem. Beautiful wife of an African guy saw into the mirror and she thought it is another woman who is in love with my husband. Do they exist? They exist in appearance, stress, suffering, duality, conflict, problem. They exist in appearance because of my association, because I attach with them, because I give value to them. So just think and contemplate again and again. This mind is not more than a mirror. And when this mind holds on to the sorrow, even can you find out the weight of his sorrow, color of his sorrow, height of his sorrow? Start asking this question: what is the weight? What is the height? What is your height sorrow? What is your height pain? What is your length pain? What is the color of the pain? And you find nothing in that mirror. We forget this, and this forgetfulness also takes place in the mind. That is the biggest problem. And that is why we need to practice meditation. That meditation gives a deeper insight. It removes all the images it has stored in the mind. Images are stored. You see, in a camera, you have a storage where the images are stored. Similarly, the mind also has a storage. It stores all those images, and the past is projected into the future, and you compare in the present. The mind lives with those impressions and causes the suffering. Meditation helps us to remove all these, and it takes the mind to its natural state. And the natural state of the mind is just a mirror, nothing else. Otherwise, in deep sleep, those images will return. It never returns. In deep sleep, the mind acts like it is an absence of all the objects. It is an experience of absence. When the mirror has an absence of experience, it is clear, lucid, no image, objectless state. That is what the meditation is. Not a big deal, provided we should understand it clearly. Why? The last thing is again very important. It came to my mind. When you know where my house is, you have exact number, street, county, city, and ultimately the country and the JEP. You can reach there. You can translate that information into reality. What is happening? Why we miss meditation? Because we mind does not have that clarity of knowledge, clarity and conviction in that knowledge. Once you have clarity, conviction in that knowledge, you will see single practice of meditation can be translated into an awakening. Let us start our practice of meditation today.